بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قال الخليل says اعلم أن حروف الذلق أن الحروف الذلق والشفوية 6 وهي راء لام نون فاء باء ميم. وإنما سميت هذه الحروف ذلقا لأن الذلاقة في المنطق إنما هي بطرف أسلة اللسان والشفتين، وهما مدرجتا هذه الأحرف 6 منها 3 ذليقة راء لام ونون تخرج من ذلق اللسان من طرف غار الفم. So Khalil says that know that the letters of the dhulq and the letters of the lips are 6, and they are ra, lam and nun, and fa, ba and mim. Now what does dhulq mean? So if we check the and in another nuskha it says dhalaq, and al-huruf al-dhalaq. Let's see what this means. We will see first we'll check the Arabic, then we'll check the English. ذلق يذلق He says it means ذربة كان طلقا حادا, to be free and to be sharp or hard, to be sharp. Let's see if we can find the English translation for this. It means the tip. It literally means to be sharpened. Dhalaqa means to be sharpened or to be honed. And the tip of the dhalaq means had and taraf, the tip of the tongue. So the letters which come out or which are spoken from the tip of the tongue and from the lips are 6. The ones that are spoken from the tip of the tongue are ra, lam and nun, and the ones that are spoken with the lips are fa, ba and mim. وإنما سميت هذه الحروف ذلقا لأن الذلاقة في المنطق إنما هي بطرف أسلة اللسان. And these letters are called dhulq because the sharp letters, because the sharpness in speaking, it happens by way of the tip of the tongue and the lips. وهما مدرجة هذه الأحرف 6, and these two, meaning the tongue and the lips, are, now is this mudraja or madraja? Let's see what the word madraj means. Madraj. Okay, so that's al-madraj is the tariq, or the path. So then it's possible that this would be madraj. وهما مدرجتا هذه الأحرف 6, and these two, meaning the tongue and the tip of the tongue and the lips, are the path by which these 6 letters are spoken or pronounced. Out of these letters, منها 3 ذليقة, 3 are sharp or spoken with the tip of the tongue. تخرج من ذلق اللسان من طرف غال الفم. So these letters, they are pronounced from the tip of the tongue or the edge of the tongue, which is at the opening of the mouth, at the side of the غار of the fam, the opening of the mouth. وثلاثة شفوية, and 3 of them are of lips spoken or pronounced with the lips. This is fa, ba and mim. مخرجها من بين الشفتين خاصة. Their place of pronunciation is specifically by way of the two lips. لا تعمل الشفتان في شيء من الحروف الصحاح إلا في هذه الأحرف الثلاثة. The lips are not used in any of the strong letters, meaning other than waw, alif and ya, apart from these three letters. So any of the letters which are not waw, alif and ya, or the ahruf al-illa, then none of them are pronounced with the lips apart from these three letters, which are fa, ba and mim. فقط. ولا ينطلق اللسان إلا بالراء واللام والنون. And the tongue isn't specifically used by itself to pronounce a letter except within ra, lam and nun. All the other letters, although there may be usage of the tongue, still there will be another part of the mouth used as well to pronounce that letter. But letters which are specifically only pronounced with the tongue, those are ra, lam and nun. That's why these letters are called حروف الذلق أو ذلقي ذلقي أو الذلقي. وأما سائر الحروف فإنها ارتفعت فوق ظهر اللسان من لدن باطن الثنايا من عند مخرج التاء إلى مخرج الشين بين الغال الأعلى وبين ظهر اللسان. ليس للسان فيهن عمل كثر من تحريك الطبقتين بهن. So let's see what this means. وأما سائر الحروف, as for the rest of the letters, فإنها ارتفعت فوق ظهر اللسان, then they are raised above the top of the tongue from the insides of the front two teeth, from the place of where the ta is pronounced towards the place where the sheen is pronounced, between the higher enclave and between the back or the top of the tongue. ليس للسان فيهن عمل كثر. So let's see if there's in another نسخة what this is. Okay, similar. ليس للسان فيهن عمل كثر من تحريك الطبقتين بهن ولم ينحرفن عن ظهر اللسان انحراف الراء واللام والنون. So he's almost making a differentiation between these حروف الذلاقة and the rest of the letters. And what he's saying is that the rest of the letters, they are pronounced above the top of the tongue. So it's almost like he's saying that the rest of the letters, and specifically he's talking about the letters which are pronounced from between the place of da, which is the back of the front top two teeth, up until the middle of the tongue where the sheen is pronounced from. And he's saying ليس للسان فيهن عمل. So I over here I'm kind of ignoring the i'rab that's written here. So ليس فيهن عمل كثر. Or he's saying عمل كثر. لا أدري what exactly the i'rab of this is, but it's almost the meaning is that the tongue doesn't have a lot of movement in the pronunciation of those letters. Like how in Ra, Lam, Noon there's great movement of the tongue. In these letters there's not a great movement of the tongue. And this is because of min tahrik al-tabaqatayn bihin, because the two jaws do a lot of the movement in the rest of these letters. And lam yanharifna an dhahri lisan inhiraf al-ra'i wal-lam wal-nun, and these letters, they are not pronounced with any part other than the top of the tongue, meaning the tongue stays almost stationary in its place, and there's no great movement, and they don't move off the tongue like how the Ra, Lam and Noon are almost move off the tongue and are pronounced with the tip of the tongue. Allahu a'lam. وأما مخرج الجيم والقاف والكاف فمن بين عقدة اللسان وبين اللهات في أقصى الفم. As for the pronunciation of Jim, Qaf and Kaf, so this is pronounced from the Aqda of the lisan. Let's see what the i'rab and the meaning of Aqda is. Bismillah. So this is Aqada. This is the back of the tongue. أصل اللسان والذنب. It can be the root of the tail, meaning where the tail it originates from the animal's body, or it can also mean the root of the tongue. So that is akada. So as for the jim, qaf and kaf, so this is pronounced from between the root of the tongue and between the lahat. Let's see what lahat means. See over here, English translation of lahat. Uvula, which is it's the little hanging ball in the back of your throat. It's part of your soft palate. So the part right at the back of your throat is the uvula. So the makhraj of jim, qaf and kaf is from between the root of the tongue, or the back end of the tongue, and the uvula at the furthest part of your mouth. وأما مخرج العين والحاء والهاء, as for عين, حاء and هاء, والخاء والغين فالحلق, these are pronounced in the throat. وأما الهمزة, as for همزة, فمخرجها من أقصى الحلق مهتوتة مضغوطة فإذا رفها عنها لانت فصارت الياء والواو والألف عن غير طريق الحروف الصحاح. So as for Hamza, then its place of pronunciation is from the furthest end of the throat, in the state that it is mahtuta and madghuta. Madghuta means it is pressed. It's a pressing that happens in the throat. And mahtuta, let's see what mahtuta means. Hatta. عصره ليصوب. عصره ليصوب. It's almost like a pressing which creates a sound. So to create a sound with pressing. So مهتوتة مضغوطة مضغوطة فإذا رفها عنها. Let's see what رفها means. رفها عنها رفها نعم نعمه خففه أزال عنها الضيق والتعب. This is a good translation. When it is relaxed, then the hamza will make a softer sound. So you'll get a al-hamza al-mulayyana, meaning a hamza which has lean in it, which is softened, which is mukhaffaf. So when you have and then so فإذا رفها, and when this pressing in the throat is eased, then the hamza will make a softer sound. And then he says فصارت الياء والواو والألف عن غير طريقة الحروف الصحاح. So the ya and waw and alif, they will not be classed as true letters or strong letters, rather they are weak letters. فلما ذلقت الحروف الستة ومذل بهن اللسان وسهلت عليه في المنطق كثرت في أبنية الكلام. So one of the meanings of ذلق, let's see, ذلقت الحروف الستة, and we'll check مذل as well. These are two words that you mentioned. ذلق when they are such that they are sharp, that's what I'm translating as, and مذل أو مذلة according to here, ضجر وقلق خدرت واسترخت. It is eased, to become eased, to become relaxed. فترت, so some kind of meaning of relaxation. So فلما ذلقت الحروف الستة, they have a sharp sound, but still the tongue is eased, it relaxes. وسهلت عليه, and it is easy to pronounce these when speaking. Possibly the translation of ذلق is not accurate, Allah knows best. We'll continue. وسهلت عليه في المنطق كثرت في أبنية الكلام. Because of this, then in the different scales or the different forms of words, you will not find it as much. You will not find these ones as much. Sorry, كثرت في أبنية الكلام. They are pronounced a lot, or you will find it a lot in the forms of words. So the 6 letters are frequently found in words because they are easy to pronounce. فليس شيء من بناء الخماسي التام يعرى منها أو من بعضها. So he says that a complete 5-letter word, a 5-root letter word, will never be free from one of these 6 letters. That is lam, ra, nun, ba, and fa and mim. قال الخليل فإن وردت عليك كلمة رباعية أو خماسية معراة من حروف الذلق أو الشفوية ولا يكون في تلك الكلمة من هذه الحروف حرف واحد أو 2 أو فوق ذلك فاعلم أن تلك الكلمة محدثة مبتدعة ليست من كلام العرب لأنك لست واجدا من يسمع من كلام العرب كلمة واحدة رباعية أو خماسية إلا وفيها من حروف الذلق والشفوية 1 أو 2 أو أكثر. Then Khalil says, if you ever come across a word which is 4-root letter or 5-root letter, however it is free from these letters of dhalq, or pronounced with the tip of the tongue, or letters which are pronounced, these 3 letters which are pronounced with the lips, and in that word there's none of these letters, not 1, not 2, or not more than that, then know that this word is a new word which has been introduced into Arabic, and it is not originally an Arabic word. ليست من كلام العرب, and it is not from the words which are spoken by the Arabs, because you will never hear a person who speaks Arabic, you'll never hear a single word which is 4-root letter or 5-root letter except it will have one of the letters, 3 letters which is spoken with the tip of the tongue, or 3 letters which is spoken or pronounced with the lips, and it will have either 1 of these or 2 of these or 3 of these. قال الليث says قلت فكيف تكون الكلمة المولدة المبتدعة غير مشوبة بشيء من هذه الحروف؟ فقال نحو كشعثج والخضعش. So Layth asked him then, so give us examples. The introduced letter into Arabic, which is not originally an Arabic word, what are examples where it is not mashubah, means to be mixed or to be polluted, but it means it does not have one of these 6 letters. Do you have any examples? So he said نحو كشعثج, like how the word كشعثج, خضعثج, and كشعطج وأشباههن, all of these letters, all of these words do not have lam, ra, noon, or ba, fa, and mim. They are free from the 6 letters of ذلاقة. فهذه مولدات لا تجوز في كلام العرب. These are introduced words and they are not given free pass in Arabic speech. لأنه ليس فيهن شيء من حروف الذلق والشفوية, because they do not contain any of these 6 letters. فلا تقبلن منها, so do not accept out of them anything. Do not accept these new introduced words. We will not accept them. وإن أشبه لفظهم وتأليفهم. Even if these new words are similar in their scale and form to Arabic words. فإن النحارير منهم ربما أدخلوا على الناس ما ليس من كلام العرب إرادة اللبس والتعنيت أو التعنت. Because the clever people out of the non-Arabs would possibly introduce upon people non-Arabic words in order to confuse them and to make Arabic difficult upon them. وأما البناء الرباعي المنبسط فإن الجمهور الأعظم منه لا يعرى من الحروف الذلق أو من بعضها إلا كلمات نحو من 10 كأن كان شواذ. As for a 4 root letter word, and for munbasit, it's possible that I'm not sure what this word munbasit means. Basit means to be simple. In basata, so لا أدري what this munbasit means. However, he's saying the 4 root letter words, verily the majority of these words will always have a letter out of these 6. إلا كلمات, except for about 10 words which are shadh, which are rare, and they are classed as exceptions. And then he gives an example of these words. ومن هذه الكلمات العسجد, these words which do not have any of the 6 letters are عسجد, قسطوس, قداحس, الدعشوقة, الهدعة, الزهزقة, وهي مفسرة في أمكنتها, and the meanings of these words will be explained in their rightful place in the book. قال أبو أحمد حمزة بن زرعة هي كما قال الشاعر. So Abu Ahmad Hamza ibn Zur'a says, and these words are like how example of usage of some of these words would be like the saying of the poet, وَدُعْشُوقَةٍ فيها ترنح دهثم تعشقتها ليلا وتحتي جلاهق. So this is a poem which is an example of the usage of one of these words, which is دعشوقة. And the another one is also جلاهق, which is at the end of it. That's another example. جلاهق. وليس في كلام العرب دعشوقة ولا جلاهق ولا كلمة صدرها نرى. وليس في شيء من الألسن ضاء غير العربية ولا من لسان إلا التنور فيه تنور. So let's see what this means. وليس في كلام العرب, and out of Arabic speech there is no دعشوقة, no جلاهق. ولا كلمة صدرها, and nor is there any word the beginning of which is نرى. وليس في شيء من الألسن وليس في شيء من الألسن ضاء غير العربية. And so it's almost like he's refuting, or he's disagreeing with this Abu Ahmad Hamza ibn Zar'a, who has brought this forth, this line of poetry, and has given two words, which is du'shuqa and julahiq. And he's saying that this doesn't exist in Arabic speech. Possibly he's disagreeing with him. And he's also saying there is no word in Arabic which the beginning of which starts with nara. And no language وَلَيْسَ فِي شَيْءٍ مِنَ الْأَلْسُنِ has a dha except for Arabic. And then he says وَلَا مِن لِسَانٍ إِلَّا التَّنُّورُ فِيهِ تَنُّورُ. And there is no language except the word tanur in it means tanur, means like a clay oven. Any language that has the word tanur in it, the meaning of that of tanur will always mean tanur. Allah knows best. وهذه الأحرف قد علينا من الحروف الذلق ولذلك نزرنا فقللنا أو قللنا فقللنا. And these words that I've just mentioned, he's mentioned, which are the 10 words which are exceptions, 4 root letter words which do not have قد علينا من الحروف الذلق. They are free from the 6 letters, and that ولذلك, and because of that they will be classed as rare or unique. ولولا ما لزمهن من العين والقاف ما حسن على حال ولكن العين والقاف لا تدخلان في بناء إلا حسنتاه لأنهما أطلق الحروف وأضخمها جرسا. And if it wasn't for the ʿayn and the qaf which have entered upon these words, so if you go up, every single one of them seems to have a ʿayn or a qaf. So over here Asjad has a ዐyn, Qustus has a qaf, Qudahis has a qaf, Du'shuqa has a ዐyn and a qaf, Hud'a has a ዐyn, Zuhzuqa has a qaf as well. So he's saying, if it wasn't for these ዐyn and qafs which entered upon these words, then they would have never been thought as good enough to be used in Arabic. So these words would have been discarded. But the ዐyn and qaf are such that they do not enter in upon a word except they beautify the word and they make it acceptable. Because these two, ዐyn and the qaf, they أطلق الحروف, they free the letters, and they أضخمها, they make the rest of the letters ضخم, which is enlarged or more powerful in terms of their pronunciation. Now jars, let's see what jars means. Jarsan. جرس الكلام نغم به وتكلم, which means in their ring, or in their sound, الحركة والصوت. So we'll say that وأضخمها جرسا, it makes the rest of the letters in the word, whenever ዐyn or qaf enter in upon a word, it makes the rest of the word almost greater or more powerful in its sound. So it strengthens the sound of the word. That's why then we accept that word, even though technically we shouldn't. فإذا اجتمع أو أحدهما في بناء, so if they come together, the qaf and the ዐyn, or one of them is found in a word form, then حسن البناء لنصاعتهما, then the whole form of the word will become beautified because of their nasa'ah. Let's see what the English translation of nasa'ah is. Nasa'ah. Sorry. Take this one out. Nasa'a. In their beauty. So they are beautified. Beauty, excellence, goodness. That's nasa'a. Safa, in its purity, pureness. Naqa. Okay. So, حسن البناء لنصاعتهما. The form will be beautified because of the qaf and the ayn, due to the purity of the sounds of qaf and ayn. فإن كان البناء اسما لزمته السين أو الدال مع لزوم العين أو القاف لأن الدال لانت عن صلابة الطاء. Now this word upon which this qaf and ayn have entered, now is he talking about specifically the four root letter word which is free of a harf al-dhalq, the six letters, but was accepted because it had a qaf and a ayn in it? If this word was a name, sorry, isman we would say is a noun. So in كان البناء isman, so if this word is a noun rather than a verb, then it also should contain a sin or a dal, whilst also maintaining the fact that we should have a ayn and a qaf because they beautify the word and make it acceptable. لأن الدال لانت عن صلابة التاء عن صلابة الطاء, because the dal is softer than the hardness of the ta. وكزازتها وارتفعت. So let's see كزازة. So let's retranslate that. So he's saying because the dal is softer than the hardness of the ta, and it's softer than the kazazah of the ta. Let's see what kazazah means. Kazazah. اليبس والانقباض. The hardness is a similar meaning in terms of hardness of its pronunciation, or the narrowness is ضيق as well. عدم وضوحه. So, and that لانت عن صلابة الطاء, it is softer than the طاء. That's what it means. وارتفعت, and it is higher in possibly in quality, or possibly means that, meaning it is easier to pronounce, or it may have a purer sound. لانت عن صلابة الطاء وكزازتها, and this وارتفعت is part of the next sentence. وارتفعت عن خفوت التاء فحسنت. However, it is also higher than the khufut of the ta. So this dal is almost like between the ta and the ta. It is not as harsh and strong as the ta. However, it is also higher than the khufut of the ta. Let's see what khufut means. Possibly to be weak, the weakness. سكن أو هدأ خفض قرأ بصوت منخفض, to be suppressed in sound. So it is higher in sound, meaning it is a louder letter than the softness or the suppression of the ta. Therefore, it is the perfect letter to use for حسنت. So why did we say that? What he's saying is, if there's a noun and it is ruba'i, and we accepted it even though it did not have a harf al-dhalq, which is the 6 letters, lam, ra, noon, or fa, ba, mim, and the only reason we accepted these exceptions, which are 10 words, is because they had a qaf or ayn. However, he says even if it has a qaf and a ayn, if it's a noun, then on top of that it should have either a dal or a sin. Now why dal? He mentioned it is because it is the perfect balance between the ta and the ta. The ta being powerful and the ta being soft. And وصارت حال السين بين مخرج الصاد والزاي كذلك. And we also chose sin because it should have either a dal or a sin. He mentioned why he chose dal. Now why did he mention sin? Because sin is the perfect balance between the sad, which is strong, and the zay, which is weaker. So he chose sin. مهما جاء من بناء اسم رباعي منبسط معرم من الحروف الذلق والشفوية فإنه لا يعرى من أحد حرفي الطلاقة أو كليهما. ومن السين والدال أو أحدهما. So, whenever a ism, a noun comes, which is 4-root letter, and it is munbasit. I was presuming that the word munbasit could mean that it is free from any zawaid letters. Allah knows best. Any extra letters. But Allah knows best. Because some of the examples he gives did have a waw as a zaid. Mu'arram, so any of these nouns which are 4-root letters and do not have the حروف الظلق, the 6 letters, or الشفوية, فإنه لا يعرى من أحد حرفي الطلاقة, then it will never be free from any of the 2 free letters, or both of them. It will either have one of them or both of them, which is the qaf and the ʿayn, and it will never be free from a sin or a dal, or one of them. ولا يضر ما خالف من سائر الحروف الصتم. And that which is opposing from the rest of the sutm letters, that should not be a problem. So let's see what the sutm letters are. Sad, ta, mim. The plural of sutm. Over here, not mentioned. Let's see over here. جمع Let's see if I can find something on Google. Okay, we've got Wikipedia. So over here it's saying that the meaning of satm is to be strong, robust, or mature. To be strong, robust, or mature. Let's see if there's anything Lisan al-Arab. Let me get the keyboard. Lisan al-Arab. ضخم شديد. ضخم شديد. The strong letters. Okay. So the word sutm means strong letters. So we're here. So ولا يضر. And that which opposes from the rest of the strong letters is not a problem. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but we'll continue. فإذا ورد عليك شيء من ذلك فانظر ما هو من تأليف العرب وما ليس من تأليفهم نحو قعثج ونعثج ودعثج لا ينسب إلى عربية ولو جاء عن ثقة لم ينكر ولم نسمع به ولكن ألفناه ليعرف صحيح بناء كلام العرب من الدخيل. So he says, if any of these words, these four root letter words come, then first look at it and analyze it. Look at that which is according to the ta'lif of the Arabs, meaning the way they normally make the word, and that which is not like how they make the words. Like how we say قعثج, نعثج, دعثج. لا ينسب إلى عربية. These will not be classed as Arabic words, even if they come from a reliable individual. He himself will not be rejected. Like we won't say that he's now unreliable. However, we will not listen to him. لم نسمع به. فانظر إلى ما هو من تأليف العرب وما ليس من تأليفهم. So these words قعثج, نعثج, and دعثج. الله أعلم. I'm unsure what this means. ولكن ألفناه ليعرف صحيح بناء كلام العرب من الدخيل. So is he talking about this book itself, that we possibly saying that this book I brought it together, or we authored it so that the true or sound root letters from Arabic speech is known from that which has been interpolated in Arabic. No. وأما ما كان من رباعي منبسط معرم من الحروف الذلق حكاية مؤلفة نحو ده داق وزهزاق وأشباهه، فإن الهاء والدال المتشابهتين مع لزوم العين والقاف مستحسن، وإنما استحسن الهاء في هذا الضرب للينها وهشاشتها، وإنما هي نفس لا اعتياص فيه. نعم. As for those إن شاء الله we leave it there. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of those who tread upon the straight path